So welcome to our Yoga Nidra session for today. And the topic of the month is the inner wild woman. And maybe you already worked with the wild woman, maybe it's something that's new for you. But I just wanted to say a few words before we start, because in our Yoga Nidra session today, you're going to meet your inner wild woman. And I know for some women, especially if you haven't allowed yourself to express your inner wild woman, it can be very triggering to work with the wild woman, because you can imagine this version of yourself has been caged, it has been tamed. And that might be the reason why you get triggered by women that express the wild version of themselves. But every single woman of us has this wild woman inside. Sometimes it's caged, sometimes it's free. And we have the choice to unlock the cage and to really allow ourselves to step into this version, to really express yourself freely, to step into your deepest desires, your deepest longings, to speak your truth, to express yourself on every level. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to meet this version of you inside. And I think it's especially hard to untame this version if your generation before you, so your mother, your grandmother, your grandmother, all of these women, they were raised to be tamed. So they could never really express themselves. They could never live free. They could never speak their desires. They were taught to be the good girl, to be a people pleaser. They were taught to always do what they were told to do, to get a job that the parents wanted them to do. They were raised to be the good wife that doesn't speak up and takes too much space. And it gets passed down to us, to our generation. But we have the privilege. We live in a time where we can unlock these cages and really step into the version that's powerful, that's connected to the intuition, that's wild and free and connected to the desires. And it can be hard because we don't untame just ourselves. So we have to get rid of the cage. We also untame all the women that stand behind us. So for every single woman that's here in the room today, I think we are 9 women, we don't just unlock ourselves, but we also allow our ancestors to be in this version. So it can be very hard if we are the first in our generation that walks this path. So I invite you to just stay open during this journey, to allow yourself in this relaxed state that I'm guiding you through, to really, just surrender to it, to be open and to allow. That's my message for this journey. Allow to access this part. And I know some of you are already living really free and they have the courage to express. Some might still be in that cage. And before we start, I would like to know, what's your relationship to your inner wild woman? You can either unmute yourself or write it in the chat. It can be one sentence or one word. If you think about your wild version, this version I was talking about that expresses herself on every level, what's your relationship with her? Do you know her? Have you met her? Is it still something that's far away? Did you feel like maybe it's inside, but you don't have access to it? What's your personal relationship to your inner wild woman? How deep have you allowed yourself to meet your inner desires, your wild expression? I can feel her inside of me, but I'm scared to let her out because I'm afraid to disappoint people I love. But I'm on my way to freeing her. Very nice. And I think we can all relate to this probably rather tame, but the wildness is there, yes. I know she's there. Oh yes, she is. She's just waiting to get out. Yeah, that's probably one thing that prevents us to access it, because when we're used to be in a specific role, to play a pattern in our lives with our loved ones, and suddenly we express ourselves more freely, we are afraid that they won't love us anymore the way we are, or they get scared or disappointed. But the truth is, the more you allow yourself to express of who you truly are, without the masks, without the roles you're playing, people can connect to you more deeply, the right ones, because they love you for who you are, not for who you pretend to be. It's actually more authentic if you untame this version, because deep inside, everyone loves this version. And if you express it, you inspire other people to do the same as well. So they see it's safe to be this version. It doesn't have to stay in the cage, even though for generations and generations we were told to. You have some technical problems. Okay. Have you tried it with your phone, Janina? If you can't join now, there's going to be the recording afterwards. So don't worry if it doesn't work right now. Okay. Are there any questions before we get started? Then you can make yourself comfortable by lying on your back. You can put a blanket underneath. You can really make it cozy, a blanket on top. Your body's gonna calm down and get cooler during this practice. So even if you're not cold right now, I invite you to bring a blanket so you're not freezing, so you can really access this deep, relaxed state in which you're gonna meet the wildest version of yourself. I hope it's working, Janina. Okay, if there's any problems with the connection, please let me know, because I'm gonna close my eyes. You can just unmute and then I'm trying to fix it. Okay. So lay down on your back. Maybe there's little movements you want to make. Looks very cozy. And whenever you're ready, close your eyes. And find the most comfortable position for you right now. Notice how your feet are falling to the sides. You can turn your palms upwards to really stay open during this journey. Relax your face muscles, your jaw. Maybe your mouth opens a bit. And like a wave, allow this relaxation to spread through your whole body. Notice how your shoulders, your back, your arms, your legs, your beautiful bum, every part of your body is letting go, surrendering towards the floor. Allow yourself to release any tension for this practice. To not only relax your body, but to also let go of your thoughts, your emotions, and to be present in this moment. And try to stay awake during this journey. So whenever you catch yourself falling asleep, try to follow my words throughout this practice. Notice how your breath is flowing right now. Take a deep inhale into your belly, into your chest. Fill yourself up with fresh air. Hold your breath on the top if you're not pregnant. And then open your mouth side out and allow your whole body to melt down even more. Almost like you're melting into the floor. Your whole weight, the whole weight of your body is released. There's nothing you have to hold on anymore. Beautiful. Your breath is flowing in its natural rhythm throughout the practice. And all you have to do is follow my voice and to imagine, to feel, and to bring your awareness to the parts of your body that I'm guiding you through. So whenever you notice you're wandering off to somewhere else, just bring yourself back by focusing on the specific body part. And before we begin this journey through your whole beautiful body, I invite you to set your sankalpa, an intention for this practice. Something that's connected to your inner wild woman. Maybe your intention is to be more courageous, to be more open, to express yourself, to speak your truth. No matter what your intention is, say it as if it's already happening. I am courageous. I am powerful. I am free. I speak my truth. I am is probably the most powerful sentence you can say. And really feel your intention in your whole being. It's already inside of you. And we're gonna start this journey at your right hand. Bring your awareness to your right thumb. Feel your right index finger. Middle finger. Ring finger. And your pinky finger. Feel all 5 fingertips at the same time. And become aware of the space around your fingers. Feel your right palm. The back of your hand. Your right wrist. Your right forearm. Elbow. Your right upper arm. Right shoulder. your right hip, thigh, right knee, chin, ankle, feel your right heel, the sole of your right foot, your ball, the back of your foot, and all 5 toes. Become aware of the space around your toes. Notice how the whole side of your right body is completely relaxed. Feel the whole right side of your body. And slowly bring your awareness to your left hand. Feel your left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and use your pinky finger. Become aware of your fingertips and the space around your fingers. Feel the back of your hand, your left palm, wrist, forearm, left elbow, upper arm, I hope it's back. Feel your left hip, your left thigh, knee, your left shin, left ankle, heel, become aware of the sole of your left foot, your ball, the back of your foot, and your toes. Become aware of the space around your toes. Feel the whole left side of your body, surrendering to the floor, completely relaxed. Feel your whole body in this state of being, of pure presence and deep relaxation. And in this state of pure presence and blissful awareness, bring yourself to a space in nature where you feel most connected to the earth, where you feel most connected to yourself. It can be a place close to your home that you like going to. It can be a place you have been before. It can also be a place of your imagination, a place you want to go. Bring yourself to this space in nature. And notice everything below you, around you, and above you. Feel how you're walking barefoot in this space. What can you feel underneath your feet? How does the ground feel? How does it make you feel to be in the space without shoes, just feeling the earth? Maybe it's a forest, maybe it's a mountain, a beach, a river, a lake. What can you see around you? How does this place make you feel inside? Notice how safe you are. And as you're walking on the ground, really connected to the earth, you notice a little cage. And as you walk closer to the cage, you can see there's someone locked inside this cage. Notice how this cage looks right for you in this moment. How it makes you feel to see this cage. And as you walk closer, you can see there's someone locked inside. And you walk closer and closer, and you can already feel who's inside this cage. And behind this cage, your intuition knows exactly who's waiting for you inside. But as you come closer and closer, you can see there's hundreds of cages around your own cage. There's hundreds of years of women that have been tamed, that have been locked. Notice how you feel seeing this picture. of this beautiful wildness being caged? Does it feel familiar? Does it make you sad? How do you feel looking at all this wildness that is just waiting to express, being tamed? And you walk closer and closer, and as you touch the cage, you look into your own eyes. You can see it's your inner wild woman being in this cage. Maybe she's sitting, maybe she's standing, maybe she still has the energy to dance, to express herself. Maybe she's crawling up inside because she's been locked for so long and she gave up hope that you will connect back with her. Notice how you feel when you look into her eyes. How does it feel to look into your inner wildness? The version of yourself that wants to dance, that wants to speak her truth, that just wants to be herself, to go after her dreams and her deepest heart's desires. How does it feel to be in her presence? Have you allowed yourself to step into this version yet? Or does she feel like a stranger to you? And your inner wild woman looks over her right shoulder, turns around and looks at all these beautiful wild women around her that also have been caged. All the women that died before her and never found the courage to unlock this cage. And you can see in her eyes, she's even doubting if you will ever let her out. But as you look into her eyes, you can feel this desire, this longing, and somehow your responsibility to let her out. You feel she's part of who you are. She's been inside of you for all these years, just waiting for you to meet her. And you notice you're wearing a necklace around your head. You didn't notice this necklace before, but as you look down, it's a long necklace. You can see there's a golden key. And you already know what this key is for. You look at the cage, you see the lock, and you take the key and unlock your inner wild woman. The cage opens easily and suddenly your inner wild woman steps out of it. Notice how she gets out of the cage. Maybe she's still resistant and hesitant. Maybe she's dancing out. Maybe she's hugging you. Maybe she still feels like a stranger, but you opened the key to meet her, to explore this version of you. Take a few moments to interact with your inner wild woman. Maybe she has a message for you. Maybe she tells you her deepest desires, her longings, the life that you really want to live. If you drop every single expectation, all the things that don't make sense from a mind's perspective, but your inner wild woman is longing for. How does she want to express herself in all the areas of your life? How do you want to feel in your relationships, in the place you live, in the job you do? Where in these areas are you still holding yourself back? Where are you still caging this version? And what is it that you really want? There's no limits. Your deepest soul longings. And as you're still interacting with your inner wild woman, you notice how all the cages around you are opening too. And all these locked and tamed wild women make their way out. And by connecting back to your inner wild woman, you realize you unlocked all the wild women of your lineage. And you can see how powerful this is and how these inner wild women and your inner wild woman will make this earth a better place by just being authentically who you truly are behind all these cages, all these masks, all these roles you thought you were. You can see your truest expression in her eyes and all the women that are starting to dance around the cage. Maybe you hug your inner wild woman. Maybe she has a last message for you, for your journey. Maybe she tells you that you can always come back to her whenever you need her, that she's always there. And instead of locking her back, you keep her free and you take the key and you throw it as far as you can. Maybe there's a cliff, maybe there's a hole. Take the key and throw it as far as you can so you can never lock your inner wild woman ever again. You're connected with her now for the rest of your life. And you're gonna pass this allowance to be yourself onto every single woman you meet. To your daughter, to your family, to your friends, and every stranger. By just being who you truly are, you radiate the allowance for others to be the same, to also unlock their inner wild woman. Know you can always come back to this place, but slowly say goodbye to her. However that may look like for you right now. And before you turn your back towards her, give her a promise, one promise for yourself, that you are going after your desires, after your dreams. Promise her to never ever lock her again in your whole life. She's free now. And the key's gone. There's no way she will ever be tamed again. You're free to express yourself on every level. And you can choose from now on who you want to be. But remember that it's just an illusion that you're still caged. The cage is open and it's your choice. Notice how you feel when you allow yourself to step into these desires. How your life may change, how it will look like. Notice if you don't want to let her go, or if you're happy, you can slowly come back. Maybe you've met her for the first time in your life. Maybe she's been on your side for quite a while. And you slowly walk away. Maybe you wave, send her a kiss, say thank you for showing me who I truly am. And you walk further and further. You feel the power of unlocking your inner white woman and all the women behind you. And from this place, you slowly make your way back where you came from, back into your body, into this moment. But you're still connected to her. You can feel her inside of your body. And even if you continue the rest of this evening, she's with you from now on. The key's gone, she's untamed. Your wildness is unlocked and there's no turning back. Remember your intention and how much closer you are to this intention because of this journey. Repeat your sankalpa, your intention 3 times for yourself. I am courageous. I am fierceful. I am wild. I am free. And really feel this emotion that these words are bringing up. Notice how it feels to be courageous. Feel your inner power, the aliveness of your inner wild woman. Stay connected to your wild woman while you slowly deepen your breath. You make sudden slow movements with your fingers, your toes, your wrists and your ankles, but you notice you move different. You move the way it feels good for you right now. No matter what's going on, what anyone expects of you, it's your expression. You move the way you want to move. You move wild and free. in your own body, safe to express who you truly are. Maybe you stretch your arms, maybe you make a sound. Everything that helps you to come back to the real version of you. And then find one side intuitively, roll over to one side of your body and make a little package with your body. Bring your knees towards your chest. And stay here for a few moments to integrate this journey of connecting to your inner wildness that has always been there. How do you feel right now? Are you scared of the changes that might be involved? Are you excited for what's waiting? Are you committed to stay connected to this version of you? Without judgment, just notice what's present for you right now. Take all the time you need to come back into a seated position. You can stay a few more moments if you wish. And when you come up, before you open your eyes, find one last comfortable seat. Lengthen your spine. Take all the time you need to arrive here. Bring your hands in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra. Your feminine and your masculine side are touching through the palms of your hand. Take a moment to feel gratitude for yourself, for this practice, for your courageousness to meet, to face and uncage your inner wild woman. Take a moment to feel grateful. Stay connected to this feeling of gratitude. And slowly blink your eyes open. Come back into this beautiful moment. And before we go into a little sharing, I invite you to just look at your body, to feel your body. Maybe you touch it, maybe you hug yourself. And notice if you can feel a difference. If you can still feel the connection to your inner wildness, to your inner wild woman. Notice that she's always been there and she always will be there. Maybe you come back to her whenever you need to. Thank you for your openness. and for being part of this journey. And before we go into a little sharing, I would like to know how the relationship to your inner white woman was, or how it feels right now after this journey. Anything you want to share, you can write it in the chat. How was this journey for you? How did it feel to look at her, to feel her? Maybe the relationship changed, maybe it felt scary, it felt beautiful. How did it feel for you to meet this version?